behalf of Towdy and myself, thanks to everyone for being here today on this day of celebration of our club. Without the help of each and every one of you, this club would not be the success it is today. Towdy and myself thought it would be important to present the first graders their jumpers, and we painstakingly went through the hundreds of names that have played for the Tigers over the last 100 years in what was an extremely difficult job. And we came up with U17 people to present the jumpers to our first graders today. Number one, Dane O'Hare. Dane was our first grade fullback last year when we won the first grade premiership. He's represented at various levels, and this year, only a few weeks ago, he represented country first. Dane is a dual first grade premiership winning player in 2015 and 2020. Dane is quickly becoming one of the best fullbacks ever to play for the Tigers. Dane's receiving his jumper from James Smart. James, or PJ, is affectionately known as a dual Weisel medalist. That's best and fairest in Group 9 twice, and was the captain coach of our first grade premiership winning side in 2018. PJ, on behalf of the whole Tiger community, we thank you for everything you've done for our club. Come Number two is Jack Elphick. Jack's one of the youngest members of our team. He's still finding his feet in first grade. He's great under the high ball. His speed to burn. He's a very strong defender. Jack has won 2 reserve grade premierships for the Gundagai Tigers in 2019 and 2020. Presenting Jack with his jumper today is Matt Rose. Matt played in a number of heartbreaking losing first grade grand finals, and then in 2015 he was the centre in our first grade premiership winning side. In the Gundagai Tigers Footy Club, in the history of our club, only 3 players have ever played more than 200 first grade games. They are Chris Rose, Kieran Pearce and this bloke. To play 200 first grade games is an incredible achievement in itself, but astonishing, this fella's played 300. He's played over 300 first grade games. He's the only player to have ever done that for the Gundagai Tigers. And even more fascinating, he's the only player in the history of any Group 9 club to play 300 first grade games. Matt, on behalf of the whole Tiger community, we thank you for what you have done for our club. Number 3, Tyron Gorman. Tyron is an Adelong junior who has played over 100 first grade games for the Tigers. He's one of only 4 Tigers that have won 3 first grade premierships, 2015, 2018 and 2020. Tyron has represented at various levels including Group 9 and Riverina and Country 16s and 18s. Tyron is receiving his jumper today from Peter Kennedy. Peter is regarded by many good judges as possibly the greatest player ever to play country rugby league. In 1975, Pete played in the centres in the country first side defeating City, and in that City side was the likes of immortal Bob Fulton, with Mick Cronin stating that Peter Kennedy was the greatest player he ever played with. It's not a bad rap when you consider that Mick Cronin played his career alongside blokes like Brett Kenny, Peter Sterling, Ray Price. Pete, on behalf of the whole Tigers community, thank you for everything you did for our club. Number 4, Damien Willis. Damien came to our club 9 odd years ago, and along with Tyron has won 3 first grade premierships with the Tigers. Damien has been a prolific try scorer for our club, scoring well over 100 first grade tries. Willie has represented a number of levels including Group 9 and Riverina. Willie's receiving his jumper today from Johnny Jones. Johnny was a centre in our mighty 1983 premiership winning first grade side. He represented at various levels as a devastating ball runner and solid defender. Johnny also coached side for the Tigers for a number of years and was president of the Gundagai Tigers Junior Rugby League for a long time. Johnny, on behalf of the whole Tigers community, mate, thank you for everything you did for our club. Number 5, Vaughan Scott. This is Vaughan's first year with us. He's come down from Tubert of his own volition and has been playing outstanding football. Vaughan has been a massive addition to our club. Today, Vaughan's receiving his jumper from Bruce McCarthy. Bruce played in the incredible 1963 side, which won the first grade Group 9 premiership, and also incredibly held the Mark Cup for nearly the entire season. These blokes played nearly every Saturday and then again every Sunday for the entire season, an achievement virtually impossible. Bruce, on behalf of the whole Tiger community, mate, we thank you for everything you've done for our club. We'll just
start reading.
set it up for Rocky, and I'll just skip him. We'll go to number 7, Derek Hay. Derek's a dual first grade premiership winner for the Gundagai Tigers, been a part of the 2015 premiership winning side, and then again last year as halfback at our 2020 premiership first grade winning side. Derek has played at various representative levels, including Group 9 Riverina, and in 2019 was a part of Ryan McQueen's side that toured Papua New Guinea and New South Wales under 23s. That was the highest level at the time that a country rugby league player could aspire to. Your mother and myself are very proud of you, mate. Presenting Derek's jumper today is Mick Lott. Mickey has the distinction of having been the only player ever in the Tigers fold to represent Australia at schoolboy level. Mickey played for the Tigers for many years, was also captain coach at first grade and non-playing coach for a number of years. Mick hardly ever misses the Tigers going around. He's always parked over there in the same spot on the hill. So Mick, on behalf of the whole Tigers community, we thank you, mate, for what you've done for our club. Number 8, Jake Elphick. Jake is an up-and-coming Tiger. Although only 19, he's already tasted success and won a first grade Group 9 premiership in 2020. Jake is a tough, no-nonsense footballer. Jake's exactly what you want as a kid coming through the grades, tough as nails on the field and a great person off the field, always willing to help the kids at any time. Jake has been presented his jumper today by Phil Carberry. Where are you, mate?
Here.
Come in. Let's come forward there, Phil. Phil played in the front row hook position in the mighty 1963 side discussed earlier. These men like Phil were astonishingly tough human beings. Words cannot put into perspective how hard it must have been to play for most of the year, every Saturday and every Sunday. Phil, thank you for travelling here today, and on behalf of the whole Tigers community, mate, we thank you for what you've done for our club. Number 9, Mark Elphick. Mark has won premierships in reserve grade in 2016, 2019 and 2020. And he's won premierships in first grade in 2015 and 2018. Week in and week out, practically for the last 10 years or so that me and Towdy have been running the show. If he plays reserve grade, he'll then sit on the bench for first grade. I've seen on possibly at least half a dozen occasions Mark has played the entire reserve grade game, and then we suffer an injury early in first grade and he'll get up and play the entire first grade game. Today Mark reaches a massive milestone. He's playing his 150th first grade game for the Tigers. Presenting Mark his jumper today is David Reardon, known to all of us as Crockett. Crockett is renowned, along with Les Cadman, as probably pound for pound the toughest Tigers of all time. Crockett represented Group 9 Riverina and New South Wales country on multiple occasions. Crockett was a hooker that when you were the hooker, you had to win the ball in the scrums at all costs. And he did so. Great, Crockett. On behalf of the whole Tigers community, mate, thank you for everything you've done for our club. Number 10, Joel Field. Joel's a 3-time first grade premiership winning front row for the Tigers. 2015, 2018, 2020. In the 2015 grand final is awarded the John Hill Medal for being the best on the ground in the grand final. He's an outstanding rugby league player. Off the field, he's a pleasure to be around, and he's always only too happy to help the younger players like Jake coming through the grades into first grade. Joel's been presented his jumper today by Georgie Ashby. George was a hooker in the 1983 premiership winning side. In that year, the Wiesel medalist is best and fairest player in the Group 9 first grade competition. George represented Group 9 Riverina, New South Wales country, and also captain coach the Tigers. George, on behalf of the whole Tigers community, mate, thank you for everything you've done for us. This is the sort of club we've got. Chris Rose and Ramo are sitting on the bench, but they're out there playing reserve grade, so they've just come off early to get their things, so we'll go straight to them and do them. So number 14 is Chris Rose today.
What's the score, Rosie?
14 now, I think.
Beautiful. Chris has won numerous premierships for the Tigers, including the 2015 first grade premiership and the 2016, 2019 and 2020 reserve grade premierships. Chris is one of only 3 players ever to play over 200 first grade games for the Tigers. He is also the current captain coach of our reserve grade side. He has coached league tag sides, he has coached reserve grade sides. In the past, he has coached junior grades. He is heavily involved in the minor league and has been heavily involved in tonight's festivities. He's basically set tonight up. As far as pubbing goes, Chris is without peer. Chris has been presented his jumper today by his dad, Steve Rose. Steve moved to Gundagai 30 years ago with his wife Cassie and immediately became heavily involved in the Tigers. This started with playing football for the Tigers, then followed by stints as the president of the Junior Rugby League, vice president, of the Junior Rugby League for a number of years, and then for 15 years on and off as president of the Gundagai Tigers. Steve's proudest ever moment came here at Anzac Park when his three sons, Matt, Chris and Joseph, all took the field playing first grade in the same match for the mighty Tigers. It's because of blokes like this fella here that the Gundagai Tigers are a successful club they are today. Steve, on behalf of the whole Tiger community, mate, thank you. Number 17 today's Kyle Remick. Remo turned up a few years ago out of the blue from Darwin. How did he make himself look there? He had long hair, he had the earrings in, he had the earrings in the nose. So what we got in our hands here? But he's turned out to be a fantastic footballer. He can play in any position for us. He's very important off the bench. If someone goes down in any position, he can fill it. And off the field, he's a marvellous asset to our club. He has tasted reserve grade premiership victories in 2018 and 2020. Presenting Remo with his jumper today is the leader of our town, our mayor, our mate, Ab McAllister. Where are you, Ab? Ab played a lot of football for the Gundagai Tigers. He's been involved heavily on basically every committee in the town since his retirement, including numerous stints on the Tigers committee. The guts and determination that you've shown leading our town through this fucking merger has been nothing short of incredible. The whole Tigers club and the town in general can't possibly put into words the real thanks that you deserve, mate. So, Ab, on behalf of the whole Tiger community, thank you very much. Number 11, Josh Smith. Josh is a proud member of the legendary Smith family that have represented the Tigers so proudly over so many years. Firstly, Josh's granddad, Boss Hogg, who we only buried last week, was a member of the mighty 1963 first grade premiership winning side. Josh's dad, Gibbler, where are you, Jib? There he is up there. He's a life member of the Tigers Football Club, has been a strapper and a player and administrator for over 30 years for us. Josh has had a few years out of rugby league, but mate, we're very happy to have you back. Josh receiving his jumper today from Cameron Wu. Where are you, Willie? Not here? Down. Is he there, Jez?
Yes.
Always like it. I've done this in 2015.
Suspense is building.
Josh is receiving his Josh receiving his jumper today from Cameron Wu. Wu is the captain coach of the 32-year drought breaker 2015 first grade premiership winning side. Wu is a magnificent captain coach and a brilliant line running back row. So Wu, on behalf of the whole Tiger community, thanks for everything you've done for the club, Ross. Royce Tout, number 12, bred straight from Tiger football royalty. Royce is the grandson of the legendary Ted Tout, a member of the 1963 first grade premiership side. Royce is the son of Dave, my great mate there. Dave has steered the Tiger ship for the best part of the last 10 years and done a wonderful job for us. Royce is a dual premiership winner for the Tigers. He was a member of the 2015 first grade premiership winning side and playing in the back row in last year's first grade premiership winning side. Royce's dedication to play for the Tigers beggars belief. He is a lawyer in Sydney. He travels home every week to compete for his beloved Tigers. Royce has been presented his jumper today by the man who he is named after, Royce George. That's a true story. Royce was the captain coach of the 1983 Premiership winning side, a magnificent leader and a tough, uncompromising footballer. Once his footy commitments were fulfilled there in Gundagai, Royce moved to Bathurst, opening and running a very successful plumbing business. For the past 30 odd years, Royce has made many return visits to Gundagai, especially at Snake Gully Cup time, where at times he's brought a posse of up to 50 people with him, spending countless thousands of dollars in our great little town. You've never forgotten our club, mate, or our town. And Royce, on behalf of the whole entire community, we thank you for what you've done for our club. Number 13, Luke Berkery, our current first grade captain coach and captain of our 2020 first grade premiership winning side. Luke came across from Cootamundra several years ago, found himself a young Gundagai girl, got married and now has 2 beautiful children. Luke has coached junior grades for us here at the Tigers. He's on all committees and interacts on all levels in the community. In a nutshell, Luke is a superb asset for our footy club. Luke is receiving his jumper today from Tony Hawthorne, known to all of us as Black. Black was the lock and also the man of the match in the 1983 first grade premiership winning side. Myself and Towdy and many other local football pundits regard Black as the best homegrown footballer Gundagai has ever produced. He possessed blinding acceleration for lock forward with cover defence that was something to behold. Many a time he was offered a Sydney contract, but each time refusing, finding it impossible to leave his hometown and his loved Gundagai Tigers. So Black, on behalf of the whole Tiger community, mate, thank you very much. Yeah, mate, we'll go back to 6. Just do number 6 here.
You're right, 6, Rod?
Can't hear you.
Oh, that's all right.
Number 6, Ryan McQueen. Ryan has come across from Canberra this year. This is his first year as a Tiger. He's been a tremendous asset to our club. In 2019, Ryan was the captain of the Touri New South Wales Country Under-23s, which at the time was the highest level which a country player could reach. I had all this ready for Rocky Lyons to give to him, but I can't see him. He couldn't make it because of the COVID. I'd just like Jerry O'Hare and Gibbler to come up here and present this one, please. They're very, very important. And Paul Dewey, come up here, mate. So Ryan's come across from Canberra this year. This is his first year as a Tiger. He's been a tremendous asset to our club. In 2019, Ryan was the captain of the New South Wales Touring Country Under-23s, which at the time was the highest level you could ever reach as a country player. So good on you, Ryan. Where are you, mate? Number 15 was Dylan Cole. Cole has won many premierships for the Gundagai Tigers, including the 2015 and 2018 first grade Group 9 premierships. He's played in many positions. He's excelled in the whole lot of them, including but not limited to fullback, wing, centre and the back row. And Cole has played well over 100 first grade games for the Tigers. Cole is receiving his jumper today from Rex Murphy. Murph started as a Tigers junior and went on to play over 100 first grade games for the North Sydney Bears after playing as a Gundagai junior from age 13 through to first grade in 1969, where he played in the Winning Mark Cup games at a very young age. Murph went on to play more first grade and other grade games in Sydney than any other Gundagai locally bred junior. Murph also represented City. So Murph, on behalf of the whole Tigers community, mate, we thank you for what you've done. Blake Dunn. That's the last one. Blake Dunn. So, number 16. So when Towdy and myself took over the club, we quickly realised we needed a marquee player to build our club around. Blake was the player we went after. Without a doubt, Blake is the best footballer that Towdy and myself have signed in our 10 years run the club. Blake's won premierships in 2015, 2018 and 2020 with the Tigers first grade. He's been named astonishingly in the Group 9 Team of the Year 11 years straight. This is Blake's first game of the season. He's been crook this year. And he won't mind me telling you, he's been fighting thyroid cancer. And he's fought this fight with the same toughness and resilience he shows on the footy field. You're a champion on and off the field, brother. Blake's been presented his jumper today. Well, it was supposed to be, his dad was supposed to be here, Jared. And Jed got a bit crook yesterday, so he's in hospital, so hopefully he's on the mend. But his brother Brock's here. Brock played a heap of games for the Gundagai Tigers, was a fantastic hooker, brilliant footballer. And he won a first grade premiership with us in the hooker position in 2018. His dad travels every weekend from Dubbo to watch both the boys play. He never misses a game. So Jed's not here, but Jared and Brock, on behalf of the whole Tiger community, we thank you for what you've both done for our club. Thanks everyone.
Go Tigers.